Now I'm starting the recording, and tech issues or no tech issues, we're gonna get started. So everyone can see, everyone can hear. I'm gonna go ahead and get our matches started. We're gonna get right into it. So to start us off, I'm going to be just the same, going down the line the same way that I did during the aspirant review, where we're going to start with Hopeless Inspiration, go to DRL Battleship, then Cranked, then Plague of the Gods, and so on and so forth. Um, Actually, I did change it up a little bit. It'll be fine. I did change things up a little bit, but that's more because I was organizing things. I went ahead and last night I generated all of our matches. So Hopeless Inspiration is going to be fighting Black Arrow, Gutter Guard, Dram, and DRL Battleship. I'm going to go ahead and get that set up for us. So we have Hopeless Inspiration versus Black Arrow, Gutter Guard, Dram, and DRL. Black Arrow, Gutter Guard, DRL, and Dram. Alright. Black Arrow, DRL, something in Dram. Black Gutter, Gutter Guard, DRL, and Dram. Alright, so Gutter Guard, DRL, and Dram. Here we go.
DRL is the battle cruiser.
Yes, DRL is the battle cruiser. DRL Battle Cruiser is its full name.
If you want to match the order exactly, it's Black Arrow, Gutter Guard, Drum, and then DRL.
Alright, there we go. We can match that.
Thumbs up.
Alright, let's get this started.
Ooh, pause. Check your settings real quick. Good, you're actually fine.
Okay.
So, are you ready to go?
Yep. Starting us off, it looks like a whole bunch of projectiles are being sent to one way and the other. What you got for us, Debris?
I'm noticing that Mons is trying to throw Black Arrow into the arena border. All of these missiles are causing the dodging AI on Black Arrow to not really allow it to aim. It's a good strategy if you're a missile kiter. Prevent your ships from doing anything.
Looks like there are some either rockets or torpedoes on... Yeah, if I remember right, they're torpedoes on Inspiration by Mons. And those look to be a rather lethal combination with all these missiles. If Black Arrow can't get its own torpedo salvo online, it's going to get blown up one of these times.
I'm seeing what looks like rockets on Mons. Is that correct?
That could be rockets. It very well could be rockets.
I have not seen a ship fire their torpedoes quite yet.
Yeah,
and that's the vice, right? Torpedoes for me are always difficult weapons to start to use. They're difficult to make the enemy, to make your ship shoot at the enemy with them.
Hold up. I think I goofed. I had best out of 5, and that's wrong. So the rest of these settings should be fine. Yep. But I had that as best out of 5, and I just realized that. I am so sorry.
Always? Do you want auto advance always? Or do you want auto advance when you hit enter only?
Do I have that as auto advance always? Yeah. We'll go...
I like to have it so I manually say when the next match happens.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Confirming 2 minutes, 30 seconds rounds.
If I remember right, that's correct. I'm going to triple check, though. And I should have triple checked this beforehand. Let's see, we've got...
Mon says it has rockets, missiles, and torpedoes. Cool, yeah, understood.
Yeah.
Right? I have this. I really like torpedoes. Torpedoes are antimatter cannons, but you can shoot them down and are not expensive at all. But like, they're hard to force your ship to use them. That's my nightmare. I'm not going to say it's a bad idea because my God, when you use torpedoes effectively, your life your life becomes very nice. It's very fun when your ship fires torpedoes across the arena. They bounce off the border, and then they condense a little bit because the arena border is circular. And then they just all go in at the hull, and they immediately just annihilate the core. That's just the best, right? That is why that is why torpedoes are hecking epic. I'll say that.
All right. Yeah, it was actually 2 minutes, not 2 minutes and 30. So I'm gonna start this. Okay, third time's a charm. Whatever time we're on, anyways. So
Here we
getting
go.
right back into it. Go ahead, Debris.
Well, I see some torpedo salvos come off of Mons initially and off Black Arrow, so they can shoot. I'm noticing that again, Black Arrow is being afraid of the missiles on Mons, and it's causing it to never aim at the enemy. One of the notes here, right, is that look at Mons. Mons is using rockets and missiles. Those rocket turrets are dead accurate, but they cannot move. Like the rockets themselves cannot change their trajectory, right? But the missiles can, and the missiles they don't really try to lead the target, and so you're left with these two streams of projectiles that cause the AI of the ship to try to dodge, and again that's all in service of preventing Black Arrow from shooting at the enemy, which is a good strategy. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Black Arrow is more interested in dodging than using its antimatter cannon, which is the only thing that can't be shot down by either ship. And the splash on that antimatter cannon would definitely be a bad day for Hopeless Dearth of Inspiration. So long as Owl Feathers stays at a distance like this, I think it's going to go to Mons.
I agree with that assessment. However, I'm noticing something very strange. Look at the points.
Hmm.
Black Arrow is currently ahead on points. Black Arrow can evade these shots.
And they have a shield, so the splash isn't too much of a concern. And
And
that's a
right,
win
even
on
though
points.
that's an ouch. Interesting.
Alright, we ready for round two, Debris?
I am going to write down this one moment. So Black Arrow takes the round. I'm going to go over here Black Arrow's thing and say boop, bam. There you go.
Alright, moving on to round two, we see another salvo of torpedoes get shot off by both sides. Looks like
Notice that Black Arrow appears to have angled torpedoes. Is that correct?
uh, Black Arrow has torpedoes exclusively in the forward direction. It's a very narrow salvo in its nose bit.
Hmm. For some reason, I thought that when it fired its salvo, one of the streams of torpedoes moved at a very slightly different angle, but I could totally be mistaken.
Uh, Not that I saw. And but speaking of the ship's construction, that single little uh the point defense on Black Arrow, and the name is escaping me, but the single blast pulsar, there we go. The single blast pulsar on Black Arrow is doing surprisingly well. at keeping those missiles away.
That's true. It is able to evade all of these shots. Hey, also, I'm just gonna note this. Do you want me on color commentary or play-by-play?
I'd like you on color, please.
Thumbs up. Continuing as currently doing.
And play by play is I get to narrate whenever something exciting happens, right?
That's what I would characterize it as, yeah. You say
All
what's
right.
going on right now.
Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna get another win on points here, and that's gonna be our best 2 out of 3. Uh, Dearth unfortunately doesn't quite take it simply because it couldn't get enough damage out in time.
Ouch. Yeah, right. There's your note. It's applying pressure when you are a kiter is very important, but more so important is how many points you start with, especially if you don't really expect to get hit or hit the enemy. But yeah,
Yeah, moving on to our next match, we have Hopeless Dearth versus Gutter Guard by Duke Slayer. This is going to be an interesting match. Starting us off immediately, we have several torpedo hits. It looks like Gutter Guard is faster and has taken some damage to its right side. Not all of the Quantum Doom beams were destroyed, but a significant chunk. Looks like Mons is coming in for the kill, or sorry, Mons. Duke Slayer's coming in for the kill, and oh, that was rough.
ouch. Yeah, right.
Just
I'm noticing here, Mons is able to get some torpedo shots off, right? But that's a lot of health. It is hard to do anything to that thing, especially when it doesn't engage the dodging AI against the launchables that it fires off.
yeah, we'll see if this continues into round 2. So immediately we have another set of torpedoes going flying. We've got some launchables. Ooh, this is a bad spot for Mons, but he's able to escape.
It looks like Gutter Guard slows down a little bit when it's getting close to Mons. And yeah, that is an ouch, right? B quantum doom beams, right? They're pretty cool weapons. Spinal mounted death lasers that have a lot, they've got a lot of damage per second. They're very point efficient, at least compared to the Terran Proton Sword. And so using them effectively is kind of hard because they're low range. But Duke's tech he's been working on with these B things has been being refined over the years, and it's a sight to behold. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree. There's a reason why everyone was fearing this ship to begin with, and it seems for good reason. Moving on to our next match, we have Hopeless Dearth versus Modified Dram. And immediately we see a large swath of Dram get just cut away. Seems like a significant chunk of its plasma plasma cannons were sliced off, and now it seems to be holding distance further away as launchables keep coming at it.
It isn't evading these shots, which is very interesting, right? So remember how Black Arrow would always try to evade these shots because it was small enough in ship radius that such launchables would cause it to move around. It might be trying to engage dodging AI right now. Um, but right, two torpedo shots on the target at the start of the match is always devastating, and that is what Black Arrow has not Black Arrow, Dram has been subjected to.
It does seem to continually be rushing Hopeless Dearth. which is interesting because its lasers are doing an alright job of point defense overall. They're not blocking every shot, but they are getting quite a few, and the ship just seems while its AI says that it's kiting, it looks more to me like it's rushing.
What I'm noticing is that Drum just simply does not have weapons that do a lot of damage. The weapons that it has don't hit hard. I think it's kind of important for weapons to be punchy and do damage per second quickly when you're a ship that's that heavy and moves the way that I guess Drum does. Right? It's difficult for me to characterize that, but it doesn't have the ability to really follow through when it tries to do damage.
We'll see if its main armament was actually on the sides that were cut off, because I think those plasma cannons were most of its offensive capability. So this time the torpedoes did not land on the side, and now we have considerably more shots fired. It seems like it's able to keep up with Hopeless Dearth,
I'm
and
gonna
it's
share the spreadsheet. All right,
right. Sorry.
all good. This should be view only. Yeah.
Notably, it looks like there are a few drones that are able to be that have appeared on the scene and are following but aren't quite keeping up with Inspiration. It doesn't
Ooh, did
look
you see
like,
that? That was a torpedo rebound.
yeah, and a significant amount of damage has been done to the forward thrusting capability of Drum. If Drum is unable to catch up to Hopeless Dearth, this fight's going to be over.
That is the true power of torpedoes, right? They fire infrequently, even less than antimatter cannons, but they cause chaos whenever they hit. They do so much damage. They do 500 per explosion, I believe, and that can change the tide of a battle almost instantly, and that is what just happened here.
25 seconds. Interesting, it looks like Dearth is coming just a little closer, while Drum is holding position further out. It looks like it's gonna go to Dearth on points.
Note that Extirp is able to engage the dodging AI with those drones. Mons was not able to aim its torpedoes at the enemy even though Extirp was stationary.
That's going to be interesting seeing how Drum performs in other matches based off of that, because it does engage the dodging AI, and we'll see what kind of behavior that has with Drum's kind of aggressive tendencies to moving towards the opponent even when it says it's kiting.
Yeah, for real.
We ready to move on?
We are, yes.
All right. We get to our last matchup with Mons for now, where we fight Battle Cruiser. And immediately out the gate, a lot of torpedoes missed. And that antimatter cannon is very dangerous. One hit and Mons is going to be in bad shape. But so far, Mons has been able to evade most of these shots. It's getting close, though. Some of that frontal armor just got stripped. But
Whenever whenever the two ships dance near the arena border, there's a chance for torpedo ships to get a shot off using a rebound. It is important for ships to be able to take advantage of that. It is difficult to design for that because normally they kind of just do it. So, and that's the note, right? By rebounding torpedoes, you can evade. Um, oh, look at that. There's some torpedoes.
just
You see
like
that? That
that.
was a good shot. The arena causes chaos every time, and the AI of ships, which was expecting motion in a certain direction, now has to deal with this new velocity vector, and every single time it happens with torpedoes, it can change results.
And I think that's exactly what happened here is that torpedo salvo shaved off a large portion of the battle cruiser. The antimatter cannon is down. It's working on barely any thrusters. It's got one shield generator active, but doesn't look like it made it.
A question also, did did Mons win or kill uh the previous ship?
The
Both those
previous ship Mons won against.
one, two times?
Yep.
Got it. Thumbs up.
Er, yeah. So
And here's the
I know the last, not this match, but the one before it was a win, and I think it was a kill before that, if I remember right.
This is also my belief. I just forgot to write down one of the numbers at some point. So yeah, we're good. One
Yeah,
was a kill, one was a point
one
win.
match
All right.
was a kill, one was a point win. That's right.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, it is interesting that Battlecruiser did not have a lot of point defense binds. Uh, if it had a significant amount of those autocannons set to point defense, we would be seeing a lot less damage dealt to it overall.
I agree with that assessment. I think that it is a wise choice to consider binding a large fraction of your weapons to point defense.
Yeah, no matter what your ship. I'm gonna move on to the next match where a lot of torpedoes were just dead on. But
That can be dangerous.
it does seem like a huge amount of damage is getting dealt to Mons this time. I think Mons just barely escapes as we have an unintentional spinner in the form of Battlecruiser.
Here's a note, right? Commenting on the point defense thing. Uh, DRL has a large amount of close range Tyrian weapons. Like, I think, does it have autocannons on the front?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, autocannons and stuff. Those are excellent point defense weapons. They really are, right? And so right now, when it is not close to the enemy, in a perfect world, it should be shooting down these launchables. And that is why it is a good idea to bind them to point defense. Because when another ship is in range, the point defense algorithm will simply just target it. So it's a good idea to put your close range weapons like that on point defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And we have a kill for our final matchup with Mons against Battlecruiser. As Mons was able to just strip the forward thrust that Battlecruiser had and take the win.
Thumbs up.
Our next set of matches are going to be that Battlecruiser up against Gutter Guard, Cranked, Hopeless Inspiration, and Plague of the Gods. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our Battlecruiser against Gutter Guard, Cranked.
While you do that up, I should comment on this. So currently, because Hopeless Inspiration has completed its round of challenges, we cannot say what its final lethality score is, but we do know that it currently has a lethality score of 7. That's 3 kills and 4 wins. Right? When I say win, I mean that's win on points, and kills, in this case, that's killing the enemy, and, by doing that, winning the match. And other ships have gotten different stats as well at this point. Gutter Guard has, well, I'm gonna scroll over this bar right here. Come on, don't kill the sheet. I'm gonna say that yeah, Gutter Guard has 2 kills, 2 wins, and Black Arrow has 2 wins, and that is where we currently stand. All right, let's go.
All right. It's going to be
Got the rest of
interesting
it.
seeing the battle cruiser versus Gutter Guard, one of the most terrifying looking opponents in the match so far. It looks like the Doom Beams just don't quite have enough range. Oh, but it rushes in and it's immediately destroyed.
It looks like one of the longer range weapons was shot off, causing the ship to engage execution AI, or a thruster arrangement was changed very quickly. First, also, Mons has a question.
Yeah, let's have a look at Monza's question. You did have 4 matches, Mons. Everyone has the 4 matches that they challenged, and they get 4 more matches where other people challenged you. So this was Battle Cruiser challenging you. Yeah. That's what's going on right now. So everyone's going to see their ship a total of 8 times. So you still got 3 more times, Mons. We ready to move on?
I am ready to move on. I have entered in the kills.
Awesome. Coming into round 2, again, Battlecruiser getting significantly harmed, but this time the arena border may... Nope. Gutter Guard was able to just turn and get all of those Doom Beams online.
The arena border is terrifying, and it always causes chaos. It looks like Gutter Guard is using that to, it looks like ships are using that to try to get away from Gutter Guard and keep the match not as consistent. It's the only play that they can possibly do. Gutter Guard is terrifying.
Yeah, it's a very fast ship with, for a high amount of health.
Indeed.
Next up, we have Battlecruiser versus Cranked, another competitor that was ranked 4 out of 5 in terms of how scary it looked. And immediately we can see why, with just a whole bunch of Tinkrel rain coming down on Battlecruiser. That firing pattern is interesting.
Let me get that down. Cranked gets this.
It looks like Cranked actually, we thought that the secondary cannon was a getaway cannon on stream last time. It seems like it's not that at all. This is another main cannon that kind of makes this sweeping effect between the two of them. I think the second cannon has a little more recoil than the first.
I am looking at the firing pattern and thinking that this reminds me of the design philosophy of foam, in that the shots don't cause the enemy to recoil that much, and that keeps you on target. It keeps your shots coming. It is a good way to design your guns, I think.
Alright, let's see how this works in round 2. I'll keep an eye out for that. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much recoil at all. And a large amount of fire.
Right there. I'm also thinking here, right? Perhaps this lower range gun is changing the AI behavior of the ship so that it actually chooses to fire with its longer range cannon at the appropriate range.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there are multiple advantages to this design. And Cranked takes it with a summary execution. moving on to
Indeed.
our next match, we have the battle cruiser versus Mon's ship. Let's see the rematch happen. So
Mons now spawning.
immediately, ooh, it looks like battle cruiser moved into point blank range with an antimatter cannon shot and destroyed, ooh, 2 parts of the side armor.
I'm looking at Mons and commenting on the location of the missiles. They are on the outside of the ship. Those are difficult to not destroy.
Um, but the internal components are like pretty protected in like generic, strong, a generic Terran hull construction. And I'm comparing this to DRL, whose ship is a little bit more uh it doesn't have that solid block of uniform armor, which is, I think, keeping it a little bit um uh keeping it kind of easier to damage. But I also could be wrong because Mons is kind of just evading these shots pretty well. So I can't say how much damage is being dealt to it.
And it does look like DRL has lost its main armament and its secondary. It's down to its autocannons. With 30 seconds left in the match, it doesn't look good, but it is starting to evade a lot of these missiles. Not all, though.
Look at those gosh danged rocket turrets. Rocket turrets are a very interesting weapon. They're very accurate. There is no other weapon in the game, apart from maybe missiles, but not even missiles, they don't have the same effect, that has the range and accuracy of rocket turrets. They are constant and very dangerous. They're always, I think, a good weapon to have on your ships.
Yeah, and it looks like Battlecruiser managed to live the full 2 minutes against Mons, but it still didn't quite get the win. Moving on to the next match, we immediately see a torpedo salvo connect and destroy a significant chunk of Battlecruiser.
Note the damage per second on Battlecruiser in close range. It is very scary. If Mon stays too close to the front of Battlecruiser, right, those autocannons and close range Terran weapons, those can tear it a new one. It is hard to deal with that when it's connecting for a long enough time.
But
But
it needs that time. Right now it's getting it.
yeah, check this out. When it's at this range, also, those weapons, which again are not bound to point defense, will act as point defense and shoot down things that are in the way. I recall this happening with like ships like Crystal when they fight missile kiters. When the Crystal is fast enough, it can shoot down the missiles shot by the kiter and make it and prevent them from connecting, and that allows the Crystal to overpower the fight when it happens properly. But in this case, I don't think the DPS and range exist on Battlecruiser to cause that effect to happen. It's not easy.
No, and while it looks like the main armament has been destroyed on Battlecruiser yet again, it also seems like Battlecruiser is surprisingly adept once it gets small enough at dodging most of the shots from Dearth of Inspiration. We'll see if we have some commentators curse here, but with
I did see it get hit with a big torpedo salvo right as you said that.
yeah, and that time it unfortunately did not quite survive the full 2 minutes. It came close though.
Indeed.
And we have our last matchup for the battle cruiser against Plague of the Gods.
Plague of the Gods is rushing this time. I'm looking at these weapons, right? Like those scatter guns are very funny. I'm just gonna say that.
They absolutely are, and they did have a brief moment where they were fighting Battlecruiser, but it looks like Battlecruiser is actually trying to keep this fight at range.
This appears to be the right play. Plague of the Gods. Those farmer weapons, when they do connect with a ship, oh man, it's terrifying every single time. I think the weapon complement on that ship includes are those sparrows or are
Those
those
are
NN?
sparrows.
They're sparrows, really.
Yep, sparrows and HM1s are the main armament of this ship.
Interesting, right? Because I usually see things like MM1s, the mid-range missile, which is kind of longer range than the HM1s, which are they're like short-range weapons, those things. But right, I could see these sparrows causing the dodging AI to activate, causing ships like skirmishers to prevent those ships from connecting.
So far, it doesn't look like the sparrows are able to quite connect with Battlecruiser, who's now at this point staying at range. With 13 seconds left, it looks like this is going to come down to points where Battlecruiser is surprisingly behind in.
It looks like neither ship can get its shots out on the enemy. Battlecruiser's missiles go right through the big swarm of other missiles, and that slight point gain at the start of the match caused the rest to follow.
We'll see if round two follows suit.
We shall.
It does look like there's also those lasers are set to point defense on the very front of Plague of the Gods. And this time we have significant damage done to Battlecruiser. It seems like it's being a bit more dodgy now, but once again it looks like it's trying to kite along the arena border. An interesting thing to note is it looks like Battlecruiser has a pretty solid regen scheme.
It does. Right, and I'm looking at Battlecruiser. Battlecruiser doesn't appear to want to fight this way. My assumption is that with its close range weapons, it wants to get in there and kill the enemy quickly. But currently, it is staying back. Though, I think this is wise. That farmer is terrifying. Getting hit by a couple HM1s, right? Y'all know, y'all play the campaign. What does that feel like? It feels like dying every time. I always wanted to play the farmer faction because they had HM1s that could just enclose your entire ship in an explosion.
HM1s are definitely a force to be reckoned with, and this has a lot of them. It also seems like this ship wants to get up in your face and just annihilate you with overwhelming firepower.
Indeed.
That's going to be interesting against something like Reds. Would the Red accidentally fly into a swarm of HM1s and die? Or would it be able to do what you were saying earlier and use its weapons fire as point defense?
That's the
And
question, right?
Plague of the Gods takes it once again on points. And that is all of Battlecruiser's challenges. Moving next up, not Bill. Bill is not the one who's next up. We're moving next to Cranked. I guess I put these in the wrong order. So moving next to Cranked, we are going to go ahead and have Cranked fight Gutter Guard, War Saber, Stiletto, and SAR.
I'm
We
going to
see the
note that we
return
have
of
not
Gutter Guard.
seen any of these challenge ships except for Gutter Guard. And also that after this series of matches, Our ranking score, nope, that's not what it's called. Our lethality scores have changed. Hopeless Inspiration now has 4 kills and 6 wins. That's a lethality of 10. DRL, with Battlecruiser, sadly, is currently sitting at 0 for wins or kills. Cranked currently has 2 kills, and that's a lethality score of 4. Plague of the Gods with lethality of 2. And, I don't think the rest have changed, except for Gutter Guard, which does have a lethality of 8, with a perfect kill record. Alright, ready to go.
All right. Starting us off, we have two very powerful competitors immediately. And it looks like Gutter Guard and Cranked are already duking at it, and it's gone. Cranked's gone.
My goodness, that was fast, right? If Tinkerell can play it right, they can succeed against B, but it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge.
Especially against a trapper design like this. All right.
Indeed.
Moving on to our next match. Looks like... Oop. Both guns are the same length now.
I'm looking at where Gutter Guard is charging it into the border, right? And if it is charging it directly head on, like perpendicular to the radius of the arena, or parallel to the radius of the arena, right? Then it's dead. It's gone. But if it's not, if it's slightly off that axis, right, then Cranked will bounce itself away from Gutter Guard when it hits the arena border, and that is the play that it needs to make to succeed.
It looks like Gutter Guard has been methodically just torn to shreds by this very powerful Tinkerell Fire. I mean, it is a bee, and bees aren't exactly known for their armor, but that's still a lot of HP to chew through. And it looks like Cranked is not firing at the correct distance now that its guns have been set to the same distance, which is interesting behavior.
I'm looking at this ship, and it's reminding me, kind of a ship submitted to the last DRRT called Dick Sonder, which also had similarly differently length guns, and is made by Simple Crumb as well. This ship appears to have a firing pattern more similar, a more condensed firing pattern, and that's causing it to do a lot more damage per burst, but not as much damage per shot. An interesting balance to make.
Alright, and despite everything, Gutter Guard manages to not die in 2 minutes. That brings us to round 3. This could go either way. You ready, Debris?
I am ready.
Alright. Looks pretty dead on, but oh, there's a bounce.
There's the escape maneuver, right? Did you see how at that first charge, they're positioned along the diameter of the arena? And then, as Gutter Guard would charge, and what's the only direction you can bounce when you're exactly perpendicular to the wall of the arena? Oh, you're going to bounce directly out of the middle. And that, you know, very dangerous, but every single time after that first one that has happened, Cranked has managed to get out of there.
It looks like Gutter Guard is trying to charge, but is charging up against the arena border, so Cranked can keep getting away.
I'm noticing the current thrusting direction of Gutter Guard, and I'm wondering what it's trying to think about.
I think it's finding difficulty rotating itself towards the enemy.
Well, it is able to rotate. it just seems I don't think it has slider AI. It just seems like it's having trouble facing the enemy for some reason. It can rotate.
Confirming that you're using the PID tuner mod.
I definitely should be. I will look after this.
If that's the case, then it looks kind of like it, right? The ship is trying to move towards the enemy. Still, if that's the case, then slider AI does not exist.
Oh, well, in that case, that would explain it. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at my mods. Standardized factions, PID tuner, regen inhibitor, and tournament. Yep, that's everything.
Oh yeah, you should be good then.
Okay. So Gutter Guard did not die that round either, although it came very close. And next we're going to see
And
Cranked versus Warward Saber of Eurasia, the
Crank
uncorrupted
one
version
there.
in all its glory.
Let's see it.
All right.
One of them has the range bonus. Ooh, but here we go. I'm looking at the firing pattern of these two Tinkerl fights. For me, it's always like decided based on how fast you can shoot first. It's a quick draw battle, and the fastest ones. So how the fastest ones? They have the highest amount of velocity amps or range amps that cause the shots to fire to move the fastest. Some of the best anti-Tinkerl. Well, the first ship that comes to mind when I think anti-Tinkerl is an old Duke Slayer NMSS ship called fleet called the Grumpy Bumpers, which would shoot once and shoot almost their entire salvo in a single physics frame, and bump just jolt across the arena. They would burst down almost any Tinkerl that came across them.
Interesting. And it looks like despite exchanging heavy fire from both sides, Warward Saber was eventually cut in half. Another thing that's interesting to note about these two designs is Warward Saber uses more armor, quote unquote, which would be potentially more beneficial for large amounts of fire hitting a shield all at once, preventing it from popping. Whereas Sumpelcrum relies almost entirely on shields.
Indeed,
Moving
that
on
is
to our
interesting.
next match,
We gotta put that down.
it looks like Warward Saber is already a little more than a stick, but it's still surviving and its guns are surprisingly unharmed.
It looks like the higher number of damage amps is on cranked. It's very slightly different, right? But you can also see the velocity difference in the shots. There isn't as much velocity on the Warward Saber of Eurasia.
Ah,
And also notice how Simplecrum's firing pattern is wider. And it also varies a lot more. That is a great way to cover a wider area. When your Tinkerl has only a single gun, like Desander, right? You gotta make sure it's accurate all the time, which is not an easy thing to do, and that's why people like to put multiple guns spaced distances from the center of mass on their Tinkerls. It makes them more likely to hit the enemy.
weight loss didn't help the white Disunder. that was that was honestly, I think Warward Saber did really well for going up against a mon or for going up against a Sumpelcrum design.
I'm very interested in what happens here. I don't think Stiletto possesses the velocity per shot to do anything to this long-range Tinkerl. But it also is very slim. Yeah, look at the firing pattern here. Do you see how wide this is? It is very likely to hit, especially and when you're fighting against a red target at least, or another sort of soft target, that is just really good because you're gonna hit more likely on a ship that if you hit at all on, it will like cause itself to like annihilate. It'll hit that tensile. The what's the term? What's the term? It'll hit that sheer that I don't freaking know the term. Never mind. Never mind.
It'll punch through it like a bullet through a sponge cake.
There you go. There you go.
Or maybe we should make this a little more festive, get into the holiday spirit. I would say a pound cake, but that's harder than steel. Moving on to the next round. Joyous always has such an iconic design for how he designs his ships.
Oh,
Uh, and it's gone. It's gone immediately.
dissolved
Sumpelcrum with
like
a
tears in
very
rain.
strong go.
Again, notice the low recoil caused by these shots. It is not the recoil on the Sepulchrum ship itself, it's the recoil on the target. It doesn't get pushed out of the way by the salvo very much. That, I think, is a worthwhile method for designing your Tinkerel.
Because you don't want to push the enemy out of the way. You want them to stay there so that your ship can fuck them.
Someone turned that into a bit.
Okay. Yeah, Dick
Please.
Sandra, yeah. No, okay, never mind.
All right, and next up
Cut.
we've got Cranked versus SAR, and this is interesting. It seems like Sumpelcrum's not quite firing on the target, and SAR has a huge amount of mines, which are very lethal to a small ship like this.
I'm gonna comment and say that the mines might not do much against the shields on this ship, but
They might,
don't fight it too long.
but mines can overcome shields, especially when they're in a nice little cloud. Interestingly, MGW's ship also seems to be, for the most part, staying at range, perhaps due to its thruster placement. It seems to like to skirt along the arena border.
You see, that's actually a very compelling idea. If that's the desire of this ship to fly along the arena border and spray mines near the border, then when it does a chase against the kiter, what's the kiter going to do?
It's gonna go up against the arena border and get annihilated by mines.
Very, very scary. And look, it looks like that's what's going to happen here. If Cranked can deal with this, then it's good, right? It looks like it might actually be pushing itself into the border between the minefield and the side, and is able to evade pretty much all of them. There's nothing there. I'm also noting that the points are almost identical. Some shots get put out on SAR, but just look, just watch.
Very little in the way of points difference. If even one mine hits, that's going to take a significant amount of points away from Cranked, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The minefield's just a little too far from the arena border.
Ouch.
We'll see what happens in round two, but this is a fight on a knife's edge.
Indeed. Ooh, I gotta put this down.
So it looks like coming into round two, we see a lot of the same kind of pattern. Cranked is maintaining range for the most part. Oh, we got a good shot off there. And the mines are slowly collecting on the arena border. It seems like those missiles might be what's causing Cranked to exhibit the behavior of or are those drones? No. Missiles and drones, it looks like, are causing the AI to start its dodging behavior. Ooh, it's getting close. And now this time Cranked is on the inside of the minefield. If it goes on the outside, that could be very bad if it tries to go to the arena border. And MGW seems to be executing a kind of spiral maneuver that forces Crank to go through the minefield. It was able to make it through. It seems like the minefield isn't quite dense enough.
That's the note here, right? One of the changes made by standardized factions is to give the mines a thruster, which turns them, in the mind of the AI at least, into a missile, and the AI will constantly fire missiles, right? So the arena is completely being filled up with mines because MGW's ship sees no need to stop firing, which has pros and cons, right? As MGW is saying in chat, the exact method by which the ship operates is diminished very slightly because the mines will try to move towards the enemy at a slow rate, but they'll also never stop firing, and that's the dilemma.
Hmm. It does look like Sumplecrum takes it on points yet again, but MGW did not take much damage from this Tinkerel, which that in itself is a small victory.
Indeed.
It'll certainly affect the lethality of Cranked because it was unable to get those kills.
We're gonna put a thing down.
Now we go to our next set of challenges. We are going to do Plague of the Gods, which I'm just going to go ahead and import that real quick. And that is going to be fighting Mini Munin, Bill, Subutai, and Warsaber. Alright. And Debris, can you tell us a little bit about what you think's going to happen?
We've Plague of the Gods against these next targets, right? I'm
Yep.
thinking, farmer ship, right? I have an idea of what I want Bill to do at least, but so let's think about this. Mini Munin, thinking of that as a Munin type ship. Munin in the past is pretty much a nuke kiter. It doesn't actually try to fight in close range. But this has changed. Munin is no longer that way. Munin has no point space for a weapon of that size. So I think that Mini Munin is going to act as like some sort of Gauss little nightmare rusher. Note its small radius and the fact that Sentinel don't have a really good way to deal with splash. Who produces the largest explosions in the tournament right now? It might be Plague of the Gods with those HM1s. That could be dangerous. I'm also noting this Tinkerel right here, right? This Wayward Saber of Eurasia has enough range to do some damage, but it might not have enough recoil. That is the dilemma here. I am not sure if I know enough about Subutai to make a judgment, but that's a Bolshevik ship, right?
Yeah, it's another farmer.
So I'm thinking I think it's gonna burrow right through the hole. That's dangerous to say, right? But the weapons on Daz's ship can be point defended against when you're doing a fight. Remember that thing I mentioned with
Yep.
Dal's ship? That's like what might happen here.
Let's see.
But yeah, I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, there's only one way to find out, and let's get right to it. Starting us off, we're up against Mini Munin, which immediately closes the distance. Has a significant amount of fire. It's staying a lot closer than I thought it would with those Gauss.
Right? It is no longer operating as a nuke kiter. Ooh, every single HM1 that hits though, the ship is now smoking. It is exceedingly dangerous for the ship to fight this close. It's being forced to dodge by the Sparrows, which might be the intent, right? But it is also leading it away from its missiles. But if Munin spirals around, I'm doing play-by-play. Oops. Ouch.
No, you're completely fine. If you want to take over play-by-play, I can do color.
All right, if you want, this is your tournament.
Hey, I am here for what's best for the viewers, and quite frankly, I think you're very good at play-by-play.
All right,
Ooh.
well, then here we go. You ready for this?
I am very ready.
All right, I'm gonna switch gears to that. Ouch, but there goes Munin. Noting this down. Is that a destruction?
That is a destruction.
Thumbs
Yeah.
up.
And it looks like Lucifer is going to be joining us in chat here shortly. When they do get here, their ship Subutai is going to be fighting Gutter Guard, DRL Battleship, Stiletto, and Cromular.
Thumbs up.
All right.
Man, I am
Sorry.
now nervous. I don't have a lot of faith in Bill.
But oh, sorry. There's another round here though.
There
Starting
is
us off, right? Munin is getting close to the enemy. Again, this is its goal right now. It has to get this close because its Gauss beams are the main damage dealer. Look at that. It's dodging between these missiles. It's so close though. And there, I think a trigger got popped of some sort.
There are a couple very large pops going on here, but Munin is able to cut into the hull here. It just can't seem to cut quite far enough into this thick armor.
Munin continuing to spiral around the enemy. It's not getting the Gauss connection that it needs to. But
Oh.
missiles come in and hit it. Those missiles are coming off of the of Daz and just causing enough chaos to get hit. Very dangerous for Munin. Ooh, big hit with a missile.
Ah,
Those HM1s continue to hit it. It's smoking really bad now. Munin has to connect if it's going to succeed.
ah. It looks like it
Ouch,
got
another
cored.
one, and there it goes.
Ah, it got cored, and then the collision damage from the stacking inside Munin finished the job.
Brutal.
Ah,
Brutal. Man,
Munin
Munин's a
could-
terrifying ship.
You can burst it down when it bursts you down, but like, it's hard to burst down a ship that big.
It is hard to. Yeah, it's a big ship, and Goss is not meant for that. Still,
Indeed.
Munin performed Munin performed admirably considering the circumstances. Next, we have your ship, Bill.
Bill is discharging its plasma cannons, its plasma mortars against the enemy. Bill is not trying to evade the Sparrows. It really should be trying to do that, man. Come on, man, you can do this. There it goes. It's firing its plasma cannons at the enemy. Notice one of its funny pieces of tech is that it runs out of energy. The stream! It runs out of energy and fires. No! Don't buffer on me! It runs out of energy on its plasma cannons, and nice job, Bill. It will begin to fire in a constant stream, and sometimes that feels more punchy, and it feels more constant. And I don't know, that's what happened in this case.
Someone please get a sound bit of nice job, Bill. That was very good. I loved that. So yeah, what I saw was Bill was getting hit by a lot of those HM1s. Just a lot of them. But Bill was just able to survive enough of those hits to cut all the way to the core, which that's impressive. We ready for the next
Yeah.
match?
I am ready.
All right.
Starting us off, Bill fires and misses with an antimatter cannon and fires a plasma mortar shot. It does connect, and now it's run out of energy. And that is, again, its kind of intent. It runs out of energy, and it begins to fire a constant stream of fire. That might cause ships to not engage the dodging AI. I'm not actually sure. Ooh, but Bill is getting too close to the arena border. It has to stay off of the range of those splash cannons, right? So I'm noting this because So my commentary is angling towards Bill because I have the bias in this direction, right? But Bill has a gosh danged large amount of stacked crap inside of it. If it gets hit with MM1s, HM1s, my bad, then again, just like Munin, it can go up in flames, but it does have some anti-splash tech. But here's the note, right? Where both ships are spiraling around each other. One of them has the advantage. Currently, that advantage is Plague of the Gods. If Plague of the Gods can keep up the pressure and cause Bill to evade, then it's playing its cards correctly. It has to prevent Bill from connecting. I'm doing color commentary. Bill fires an antimatter cannon, and now Bill is in range. It's firing with the full strength of its weapons. It's charging its mortars.
Oh,
Ooh,
but
here
a
we go.
lot of
It's getting
HM1s
close.
are
Ooh, it's
connecting.
failing to connect. Ooh, it's in the right range. It has to, if it can follow through right here. It has the chance to hit the core, and Daz didn't move out of the way in time.
Daz's ship seems to heavily rely on the dodge AI. It seems like if it can get a ship to just stay dodging, that ship will run in and out of its actual effective range and end up running into HM1s, which will cause painful explosive death. But if a ship is able to stick it out and stand firm despite the barrage of missiles, that ship can cut to the core.
I agree with that one.
All right. Moving on to our next matchup, Farmer versus Farmer. Let's see what happens.
I'm excited for this one. Wait, are you starting the next match now?
Yes, I did start the
I'm
next
really behind.
match. No, okay. That may be my internet's fault. Oh, wow.
Let me replay.
Okay. I will wait for you to breeze, and I will comment on what I just saw. I just saw a huge amount of damage from both sides. Subutai the Executioner just rushed immediately in, got about half of its armor torn off. There was some very heavily hyper-stacked armor in the front that was surprisingly able to take the hit. But even then, there was a lot of damage dealt to the squishy Bolsheviks down below, but those Bolsheviks did awful things to Daz's ship, cutting swaths of it away and just immediately finding their way home to the core. Subutai seems a ship that will either win spectacularly or die spectacularly. There is no in between, and I'm excited to see more of it.
I am too. That was fiery. That was awesome. I'm ready for the next match. Let's hope this works.
All right. Um, Also, chat, if I'm lagging out, just let me know, and we can always switch to a Discord call.
Who's starting us off? Subutai is getting in close. It's firing at an angle away from the target. Ooh, that was close. Those missiles from Daz almost got through to the stacked hull, but not fast enough. Subutai takes the match.
Dude, Subutai is scary. The power of those of those Bolsheviks almost cut Daz in half. Like the core was dead and it kept firing.
Yeah, man.
uh, it it just kills things so fast. All right, moving on to Warward Saber of Eurasia, a Tinkrel with a steady stream of fire, it looks like. Large cut being made. This ship can avoid Daz, it seems like. Staying just out of range. It has some point defense. It might be getting overwhelmed, but Daz is almost down.
It stays on target, this ship. It's hitting the core, firing directly towards the core. That's the play it has to make. It angles itself towards the enemy. It bounces off the arena. A little bit of chaos in this fight, and there it goes. It swipes across the core and takes it out.
What a huge amount of damage. Like it's a Tinkrel, but this one just, it's like a laser pointer. You point it at something and it dies.
Yeah, dude. It seems to be able to constantly fire as well. which, you know, not a common thing for Tinkle to do. I'll say that.
No, but it works for it. It really works. And Daz's ship, for its part, it took this laser of death for like a solid 30 seconds. That's very impressive for a farmer submission.
Yeah, right?
All right. Moving on to our next match.
I got that written down, yeah.
It looks like the secondary gun isn't actually firing most of the time on Warward Saber.
Yeah, I'm gonna retract my energy comment. It looks like it's only fusing the small cannon. That is all it needs right now. It continues to cut deep into the hull of Plague of the Gods. Ooh, it's got a shot right down the middle, down the missile barrage machine. And there it goes. The core is gone.
This ship is fascinating to me. I mean, both of them are. It's a very unorthodox design in both sides of the arena, and I don't know, having a laser pointer of doom. Look at the damage profile on Plague of the Gods. That was pretty much a straight shot right to the core. And it seems like that's kind of what Warward Saber does, is it stays at a very specific range. There isn't a lot of recoil provided to it by its, I'm assuming, main gun, the smaller cannon. But the shots that it does make with that smaller cannon are enough to drain the energy from the larger cannon. So the larger cannon would be used at longer ranges and would deal more damage. But the smaller cannon it doesn't provide a lot of recoil. So that seems to be the point, is to have a laser pointer that can stay just outside the range of enemy ships.
Indeed. Pretty cool.
Really cool. I look forward to seeing more of both of these ships.
Mons, you're like,
The saber is a deadly laser. So true. So true. Not anymore, there's a Tinkroll.
Not anymore. There's a Tinkerol. All right. Moving on to our next set of matches, we have Bill Debris. You're up. Bill versus Mini Munin,
oh,
Black Arrow, Drom, and DRL Battleship.
I am terrified of these matches, but you know what? But you know what? We chose Munin because Munin and Bill will dance together in a fight that will shake the heavens, in theory. Let's
Oh
see how
boy.
glorious we can get. That's right, baby. The glorious alliance fights itself again now.
All
We
right.
are going to burst it down. Let's go.
That we are. And last but not least, we have the battle cruiser. Let's see how this goes.
Oh man. Okay, no more commentator bias. Let's go.
Okay, we'll try.
Munin is going into kite mode, starting us off. It's causing Bill to engage the dodge AI. He misses with its antimatter. Bill has to get closer to connect with his other weapons. Oh, he gets an antimatter shot off. If that happens again, it's gonna get a points advantage. Munin is not allowing Bill to approach.
Ooh.
Continuing to fire with missiles. Ooh, here we go. Approaching, approaching. Ooh, ooh, a good shot with another antimatter, it looks like. Damaged a large fraction of the front of the ship. Bill has to get closer to connect, but right now it doesn't seem like Munin is trying to do the same. And it also has to achieve the same goal.
If
Bill fires
any
again
of
and
those
misses.
Goss get online.
Fires again and misses. Ooh, plasma cannons are active. Ooh, fires again with antimatter and misses.
Ooh. We got some laser action, but it's not enough for the points.
Ooh, discharging all the mortars. Misses.
.30 seconds left on the clock.
I'm looking at the fight is happening in the exact same way. Bill has lost a couple of hull blocks, but there's enough point defense to regenerate them. I'm also looking at the Munin. Munin probably has regenerated its full self again. It's got some Gauss charged up. It's not trying to use them. It really should be. It really should be trying to discharge, but it's not letting Bill approach. Though it is beginning to take some points off. If it can't keep that up, then it changes, but it's not changing. It's 0.1 seconds left.
Ah, and there we go. The first round, Bill takes it on points.
Whew. The right button.
Munin was kiting as if it still had its nukes, which, to be fair, is pretty accurate considering this is Munin, but with the nukes and obliterators stripped out. However, it's interesting. I'm not sure what on Bill was causing it to behave that way. Do you know, Debris?
On Bill, that was causing it to behave that way. Um,
Bill has a lot of close range damage, right? It's made of plasma cannons and plasma mortars. It is made of that. I would not want to be close to that ship.
That's
Um,
a fair enough argument.
it's hard though because if I'm Munin, I really would want to be close enough because I got to get my Gauss out. But it's not like Bill was being too be like Bill doesn't even have any launchables. It might have one or two, but it doesn't have any. It cannot engage the dodging AI on the enemy. So that is just I don't know, not the right play for Mutant to make.
All right, now we just need memes to be made of this, where there's a picture of Bill and a picture of Munin. Oh, so you're approaching me. Yeah, that would do well. I can't beat the shit out of
Exactly.
you with getting any closer. And then the next frame is just Munin dodging in the opposite direction. That's more accurate.
Then don't come as close as you like.
Oh, then I'm leaving.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
All right, let's get our second match on the way.
A couple antimatter shots shooting into the void. Munin has not yet caused points. No, yeah, it has caused points to decrease on Bill. Again, if Munin can maintain that points lead, then it takes the match. And Bill has failed to connect with any shots so far. Ooh, oh, a close hit, but it misses, and a Gauss shot by Munin. Currently, Munin is in the lead, and these point leads, despite how small they are valid here.
Between two very hard to kill ships.
The point defense chosen on Bill is not effective against this sort of missile, and even though of course everyone knows what is the worst possible missile you can put on a ship, and is the only one that Sentinels have except for nukes. Oh, that's right, it's the freaking flurry missile. They do no damage.
They don't, but they are annoyingly managing to make it through that point defense, and that's the thing about Munin is it's the kind of ship that can absolutely rely on a point win because you just can't hit it.
It has to, right? Exactly. Bill has to break the cycle here, but I don't expect it will. Bill has to turn itself around and begin to kite like Munin is. And that'll only happen after it loses too many points. And that makes me assume that Munin will take this one. You see, every single time it tries the same exact strategy of shooting that missile, shooting that cannon, but then it gets right along the border again and it doesn't let up.
And Munin takes round 2 on a knife's edge point lead. Munin is
yeah,
a very,
Mons,
very
right.
fast ship, and it being able to pull off a kind of insane strategy like this is really a credit to its design. But Bill is making it run, which I still find hilarious.
Bill has to play its cards in the next match, man.
Get those mortars on target, bro.
Yeah.
Take
Mortar
advantage.
shots. Mortar shots would end this very quickly. We saw that with the HM1s. Ooh.
This is your chance. Bill, this is your
Ooh.
chance.
Lots
Attack. No!
lots of Gauss has been
Yes!
fired.
Gauss shots are causing damage. This is what I would expect to happen, right? This is why Munin should fight in close range. It is getting damage on Bill. High damage on Bill, but Bill misses with his mortars. Again, if those mortars connect with Munin, the ship is just gone. Ooh, another miss. This is a much closer range battle. I'm not sure, but Munin might be more confident in getting closer. It's not aiming towards Bill, and that is an opportunity that Bill did not decide to capitalize on. Come on, man, you can do this!
It's going on to the arena border. Bill might not be able to catch up. 1 minute left.
In the latter half of this match, it looks like the exact same thing is going to happen. I am being robbed of a glorious battle. Come on, Munin, get closer!
Why are you running? With 30 seconds left, it doesn't look like there's an end to this stalemate. Munin's ahead on points.
Yeah.
Ah,
Ouch. That is a bummer.
and the glorious Klingon Bill, unfortunately, is denied battle today by the cowardly Federation Munin.
Exactly.
Ah, if Bill
Look
was
at
able
that.
to get those mortars off, it would be such a different story. But Munin takes it with two 2 points wins. This one wasn't quite on a knife's edge, but it was still very close.
That's so unkind of Munin. So
Munin is
unkind.
known for being a very kind ship. This is quite out of character for it. All right, and
Black Arrow totally has a torpedo widening method. But here we go. This is a much easier target for Bill in theory. If again, Bill can connect to the enemy, and if any of those torpedoes if that torpedo salvo hits, Bill is just gone. But Bill is continuing to approach. It's seeing what it can do. Don't hit that. Okay, good.
torpedo rebounds
Don't
are
hit that.
definitely deadly. And again, we're on the arena
Don't
border.
hit that.
It doesn't look like a single shot is connected from either end. Interestingly, both of these ships have antimatter cannons for their AI purposes, figuring out where is the perfect distance. So Bill keeps trying to close that distance just a little more, and Owl Feathers is trying to keep that distance just a little bit further.
It simply Bill just simply isn't made for 1v1s apparently. You have to go, bro.
Bill's fighting some very fast kiters. And while it is an excellent skirmisher, fighting these kiters is really proving a problem. Just because it gets arena bordered, and it's fast enough that it can pursue on the arena border, but not quite fast enough to catch it.
It doesn't even decide to shoot.
With 15 seconds, it doesn't look like this fight is going anywhere, and it looks like Owl Feathers used just a few more points than Bill. Oh, wait, actually, Bill does appear to have been hit once. It is smoking from a few blocks at the front there, perhaps from an antimatter shot.
Man, I'm just remembering this. A square arena border. You see, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, a square arena
Oh.
border. I'm here for that. 1v1s are definitely easy to game. In future
Yeah.
iterations of this tournament, I might mess around with the match scheduler. We'll see what I can do. Moving on to our second match. We'll see what happens here when Owl Feathers bounces off the arena border. Bill is starting to fire a bit.
Bill continues to engage the dodging AI when it shouldn't, right? This is why I probably should have put on a couple of missiles. Ooh, a hit. A singular hit hits the shield, nothing happens, whatever.
And it does look like Bill has been hit by a stray shot, but so far we don't have any arena border action, and
Ooh.
whenever Owl Feathers bounces off the arena border, it looks like Bill may have an opportunity to strike.
This pressure must be kept up on. Black Arrow is currently getting some torpedo salvos out there. Ooh, and Bill again continues to have chances. Both ships are bouncing off the diameter of the arena, and Bill is not capitalizing on these decisions. Black Arrow is trying its best to connect, but Bill does have the ability to evade
Immediately.
those shots. Oh,
That was a capitalizing.
that is the play that Bill needs to make more of. That is dangerous. Note also that whenever Bill gets a little bit cocky and hits one torpedo, it loses a large fraction of its points. It cannot do that again.
But it might not have to. With 30 seconds and counting on the clock, it looks like Owl Feathers is behind on points.
Bill is in range of antimatter, but fails to try to get close enough. Why is this the choice you're making, my friend? Ooh, close. Ooh, shooting with its main weapon. Oh, a big hit by Owl Feathers, capitalizing on the arena bounce. That is exactly what torpedo ships are made to do. But Bill takes the match.
1-on-1. This could go either way. It depends on if they decide to run around the arena border. No kills.
This is exciting.
Ooh. Bill immediately getting a hit off. Not capitalizing because the shields were able to take the most of it.
This pressure must be kept up on. Again, Bill does not have the luxury of a lot of the other ships here,
Ooh,
in that it
a
cannot
large hit
cause
from...
the dodging AI. Ooh, a massive torpedo hit pretty much seals the match.
Or
Even
does it?
though,
Or does it?
whoa, whoa! This is what Bill is made for. It has
Bill-
to get cocky.
Bill...
Get in there, bro.
Huge torpedo hits. Most of Bill's weapons are down, but it's successfully engaging at close range.
The enemy is underestimating Bill right now because it has less weapons, and that could be advantageous. But I don't think. Ooh, if it had some mortars, then the match tide might have changed there.
It does
But
have one mortar regenerated and is glowing bright. If Owl Feathers underestimates Bill again, this could be over. One of its shields was down. 2 mortars are online.
Bill has some nice mortar regen tech, so it should be regenerating these things very quickly. It might be back up to full now. But I
Question is,
don't
can it do it
see a
in 20
change happening in
seconds?
36 seconds. Man, or do I? Get closer!
11 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Oh, and miss with the salvo. Oh, another miss. It's getting in range. It has the chances here, but it fails to capitalize on them. And Black Arrow takes the match.
Barely. Just barely.
Ouch.
Ah.
Ouch.
Ah.
So close. Come on,
So
Bill.
close. Ah. Bill almost had it. Bill almost
You can
had it.
feel it, Try. You can feel it. Bill is continuing the debris tradition of throwing matches. Shut the hell up. I do have to get off after this, sadly.
Alright. That is
But yeah.
A-okay. I will continue without you. Thank you so much for joining Debris. And if anyone from chat would like to go ahead and join, just let me know. I am more than happy to give everyone a chance to be a part of this. I feel this is a community kind of thing, and I want to foster the kind of community that can have fun on stream with me. On that note, it looks like Exderp's modified Dram is fighting Bill. Bill is occasionally getting its AI tripped, but the points are surprisingly close on this one. As it looks like modified Dram is using its drones to great effect against Bill, despite that blast pulsar.
Again, Bill needs to get in close range. And it has the chances here. Do you see these chances, right? There are these openings that are occurring where Bill has the ability to connect like this! Burst it down!
Significant damage has been done to Drom, but Bill's down on points at this point.
Is down a lot of points. Even though all of the functional weapons are still there.
Yeah, but the entirety of the armor has been stripped. It's a credit to your design that that's the case, but Dram is actually surprisingly good at its DPS.
I cannot believe this, bro. This is connect, bro. Come on. This is what I get from
not
submitting
quite.
a distractor.
Exterp takes it.
I am getting mad. This ship is so good. It's not great. It could have been good. I could have made it better. I can see where it's wrong. Maybe submit a campaign. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
Duke Slayer. Functional weapons.
What do you do? Are you making fun of me? You brought this upon yourself by choosing such opponents. This is true. This is true. I had this chance and I failed.
1v1 me, bro.
Did you challenge me? Didn't think so. No. All right, I'm gonna write down this result. In this category.
Exterp is challenging you, Debris. Exterp's challenging you.
Too bad. I've challenged you first, and the match schedule is solidified. oh yeah. All right, maybe I'll have to do that in the after party, Kaboom.
We'll have to do that in the after party. For sure. Alright. You do need to go here soon, so I'm going to go ahead and try and get the last of Bill's matches out. That way you can see how Bill does.
Yes, I hope this works. Ooh, starting us off, Bill is getting in close range before the drones have built up. This is the right play. Drum is still, like, sitting there like a perfect target for Bill, and Bill still fails to capitalize on the situation in front of it. And it's no,
it's that dodge AI. It's that dodge AI, and interestingly, Drum is pretty good as like a. I don't quite want to call it a heavy kiter, but I guess that's the way it's behaving. Its thrusters are just enough to get out of Bill's reach and outflank Bill, turn in a direction that Bill can't quite match, to just stay out of weapons range, just like that.
I'm also going to pose that Bill might be trying to fight as an antimatter kiter, which, you know, again, is not what most of its weapons want it to do. It should be fighting as a mortar ship. And that could be causing it to make poor decisions. Even though it does have a points lead right now, I don't suppose that it will maintain this for much longer.
There are 35 seconds left. It might. It all depends on what happens in these last 30 seconds. Most of the damage last round was actually being dealt by the drones, so long as Bill can stay out of that drone cloud, it should be fine. The points lead is a
Man.
knife's edge. 100, less than 100, 163. Oh, the points lead is lost.
No!
It's over.
No!
Ah,
It was there!
ah.
I saw the victory! But
Yeah,
yeah, that wasn't going. That wasn't
Mons
gonna succeed.
Mons' drum is really weird. It was rushing Mons' ship, but it's just kiting yours.
Why? I guess I'm that scary.
You are
Yeah,
that
I'll use my Bill's overconfidence to say that apparently I deserve that win. I did not deserve that win. I cannot believe that Bill did this to me.
Ah. Ah. All right, we've got you versus Battle Cruiser. Battle Cruiser surely will give you a good battle. Surely.
Watch me try to kite it. No, okay.
Okay.
Starting us off, it looks like Battle Cruiser is trying to evade my ship from the back. And again, it's engaging dodging AI on Bill. Bill, again, doesn't have any launchables. It's a very pure ship, very pure design. Again, I'm just gonna talk myself up for no reason, apparently. And then, but I'm seeing this, right? It's the same exact kind of situation that happened with the other submissions. I am currently in the points lead, but I don't think it's going to stay a while unless I can move closer like that and connect with the enemy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Bill behaves as a mortar ship at this point. It does seem to be bouncing back and forth. Battle Cruiser is able to tank those hits with minimal damage, but it is unfortunately unable to overcome those blast pulsers.
I'm looking at these weapons, right? And I see Bill trying to connect, and it has these chances here, right? It fails to shoot the mortars when it's in range, and it fails to shoot the antimatter when it's in range. Bro, it's the antimatter. You can hit that. But right, Bill is a little bit too skittish to really connect, and that is the dilemma that we're facing here.
Ooh. Ooh.
There's these opportunities out there that cause extreme damage, right? This is one of those. It has to get in close and stay there and be less afraid of battle cruisers' armament.
It's taken out a
That's the flag we
significant
want.
chunk. All right.
And there it goes. That's a points win.
Yeah, that was a good points win. Moving on to our next match, it looks like we're seeing, again, Bill's being aggressive. Bill's coming in.
This is what it needs to do. I have this feeling that the thruster arrangement on Bill is not omnidirectional enough, and it's causing it to not fight, not try to push in the right direction in all cases. But that's just an assumption.
I mean, you're the designer. You would know better than most of us.
Does Bill have any AI triggers? I should check this.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question.
It does feel like it's on dynamic right now, doesn't it? I have a feeling that I set it to not dynamic. Do I have it on this computer?
It does seem like Bill kind of dances at the edge of its own weapons range. If it can pin Battlecruiser up against a wall, it can deal a lot of damage to it, but Battlecruiser is able to keep Bill at a pretty decent range whenever it's not up against an arena border. Like in this case, Bill is probably going to take it on points, but only just barely. 20 seconds
This ship
left.
should apparently be fighting like a plasma cannon ship. Huh.
Ooh, Bill's Bill's proving me wrong. Bill is slowly whittling away at Battlecruiser. 8 seconds left on the clock. And that's match. Debris, you take it for your second points win.
Nice. I will take that. Ouch, right? So, well, folks, what have we learned? We have learned that Bill, um, um, is not designed for 1v1s. I'll just say that. But I am glad that it's fun to watch. At least for me. You see, maybe it's like a given. If you make a ship, it's fun for yourself to watch. But whatever, it's fun for me to watch. Anyway, yeah. So I think all the sheets like ready to go. I guess I can give that spiel and then head off. All right.
Yeah, you can go ahead and head off. I saw you update everything. I hope you have a great day, Debris.
Yeah, well, thanks. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna cover this. So currently, our lethality scores, right? Our highest lethality is currently cranked with a lethality of 16. That's pretty up there.
Oof.
Plague of the Gods accumulated a 6 of those. Bill has 8. Gutter Guard has 10. And Black Arrow and Drum have got 4 and 2 respectively, and Warsaber is sitting at 4 as well. Again, you can see all of these parameters on the spreadsheet, which is currently where posted. Is it posted in Discord? I can post it in Discord.
Yeah. Go ahead and post it there. You can post it in chat too.
Valid. I'll do that again, just in case.
Just in case. Yep. And currently we're up against Gutter Guard's challenges, which include my ship, Noyat, Jaghun Noyat, Sebutai, Cranked, and Bill. So we haven't even seen the last of Bill yet.
Well, I hope it is enjoyable to watch and fight against. All right, nerds. I'll see you later. This is great. Goodbye.
All right. Does anyone else want to join stream at any point? Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. In that case, yeah. Owl Feathers, we're looking at their design here in chat. That's it. Yeah. You know, I do think that it was really cool. A flight, Joyous? Alright, let me in the co-host room. Let me show you to my extremely in-depth co-host room called I just am gonna Discord call you. I suppose we could use Debris' streaming server, but I'm just gonna call ya. Alright, I have my call away, and I'm going to go ahead and start up our matches, if that's alright with everyone. I don't mind a French accent, Exter. The whole point of this is to help people have fun. What's up, Joyous?
Hey there, chat. It's Joyce18. How are we doing today?
Alright. A target ship. No offense at all. Target ship that performs the best. Alright, we'll see. We'll see about how target ship I am. You ready to start off, Joyous?
Oh yeah, it is the real Joyous 18. Joyous 8 starting up miniship 5.5. Good morning. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, MGW. You know what's happening.
Alright.
I'm sorry, Kaboom, but this tournament has been
Joyousified.
conscripted into miniships. So
Alright.
Sorry about that.
So, big little mini ships. Big little mini ships 1. Starting
Big
us off.
little mini ships. Well, I don't know. And here we go. B versus B action, and we have some drones going in, and Duke Slayer is taking the long way around just because he likes the scenery.
Ooh, this is dangerous for me back here. I'm okay though. I'm maintaining an okay kind of spread going here. It doesn't look like I'm able to get a lot done, but no, looks like some of my drones are at standoff range. There's a significant buildup of these anchor drones.
Clown AA, as MGW is saying.
Yeah, the AI is being a little clowny. Looks like some of my drones have gone offline at this point, but I'm also... Oh, my AI triggers popped. Bye-bye.
Yep, Dragon Noya got tickled and ran away. Very classic ship right there.
I'm the first ship that is actually able to match speed with Gutter Guard so far. The points are anyone's game. But it
Oh
does
yeah,
look
look at
like...
that. That is less than 1,000 apart.
But that's changing as these drones kind of start to build up. It does look like my AI trigger is back. And does look like the AI is doing a little bit of trolling. Love to see it, love to see it.
Edging Duke Slayer. We'd love to see some edge action on this stream.
I'm a little worried at my AI trigger. It's a little far forward, so if I were to, say, rush in randomly, that could spell doom for me, because my AI trigger would not pop, but I would be in its jaws. But it did pop this time, and just like that, I take round 1 on points. I'm gonna
Hey, you
go
know what?
ahead.
Slow and steady Clown AI wins the race. That's the saying around here. Hello, Lucifer. Yes, your ship has had a fabulous match. It was very entertaining to watch.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to our next match. We see both of these ships have shards. That's fun. I like shards.
Ooh, little off center here. Oh, and here we go. Clown AI standoff, but you know what? I think your decision to spec into this PD is really just really helping you out here.
Yeah,
It's
having all the different kinds of point defense is very fun. Uh,
gives you a zone coverage, as the NFL would say.
yeah, I definitely have that zone coverage going right now. Duke Slayer is unable to run away from my drones, and they're actually burrowing. They're getting kind of close there. Looks like my AI trigger is back. Oh, not quite. Ooh, this could spell death, but not quite.
Ooh, Duke Slayer, he's eating. He's really going for it.
This arena
Duke
border is
Slayer.
very deadly for me. 28,000 versus 24. Duke Slayer is still going strong.
He just needs one more bite out of you, and that could be it.
The drones are starting to really do work on his ship. Most of the damage does appear to be cosmetic, though. Oh, a significant chunk of points. I'm in the points lead with 6 seconds left. Looks like the AI is derping. It looks like a
Finishing off the
points
match
win.
with some good old clown AI.
All right.
Well, very
And
very exciting, very kinetic match we just saw here, folks.
very fast. Huge, huge amounts of thrusters on both of these ships with B caps, which makes them just so fast. And with that, we'll move to Duke Slayer's next matchup versus Subutai, a very high damage ship.
All right, we're excited for this match.
Oh yeah. Ooh. So far they're just kind of on the edge here. Subutai going straight in. Huge
He's
amounts
getting
of
eaten.
damage.
Ooh.
Ah, looks like the AI's derping slightly. Oh, it's going in favor of Subutai. Ah, and immediately just given any amount of time to deal damage, those Bolsheviks.
Oh yeah. I will say, Gutter Guard had a really good chance here. If he had just like gone maybe one block thicker, he would have destroyed those Bolsheviks, and the match would have been over.
Well, I think it was the AI derping that really caused the problem. If those See, here's the thing that the dilemma that Subutai faces is that if it rushes straight face first into the trap, all of that stacked armor in the front, all of this is worthless. It's just going to go straight for the core with these angled kind of doom beams, and that would go through it. Like, this is Farmer Hull. It's not going to last forever.
Oh yeah, you're right there. You're right there.
Moving us off into our second match. Looks like we're gonna have another derp session, or not. Or not.
One a little differently.
Subutai
Ooh, those
moving
quantum doom
dangerously
beams.
close. Oh, it's so close to the core. It's cut the ship in half. Ugh. HM1s are coming, but they're not quite able to get it. Those doom beams, dangerous. But it looks like the
Ooh,
Bolsheviks
that
were able to
accurate.
get there in time. Very fast matches. All right, you ready for the next one, Joyous?
We're ready. We're ready.
All right,
That was.
Subutai took 2 there.
I gotta find Debris chat and let's see. Do you want me to edit the spreadsheet because I don't have access
I
to
can. You
edit?
wanna
Yeah.
send me
Well,
your
after
email as a
this
DM?
match, after Simple Crumb
Yeah, we've seen
chips
this
away
matchup
at Gutter Guard.
before, but Gutter Guard is able to take a huge amount of punishment from this ship.
Yeah, it really just needs one good charge, and Simple Crumb just needs to be in the wrong place, and that's a zapped Tinkerel for you.
Yeah, zapped is definitely the word. Like, this is Soviet Russia's version of B. Fly swatter swat you. Uh, like that's the kind of energy that this gives off. But if Gutter Guard gets up against the arena border like this, it can't quite turn away. Maybe it's a turning radius kind of thing that's making the AI do this. It's
Oh
turned.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's always the
Ooh.
trade-off when building ships with certain thruster arrangements. If you don't put any backwards thrust, you can't turn around from the arena border. But if you
Oh.
don't put any backwards thrust, then your ship will never retreat. So, you know what?
These doom beams are so dangerous for this little Tinkerel, but nonetheless, it looks like it's chugging along. All right. Have a good Thanksgiving, Duke Slayer. Uh, Joyce, did you shoot me your email?
Oh yeah, I just requested access from the sheet.
Oh, cool. I can go
And
and do
Crane
that.
takes that math
Would you mind taking
or
over
that one.
commentary while I do that?
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Just to be clear, I just need to put in K's and W's in the math schedule, correct?
Yeah. K if it kills, W if it just wins. You don't need to do any. W if it wins on points.
Oh.
Let me go open up my email.
You wanna? Oh, Gutter Guard won. You wanna just
Oh.
move on to
Oh.
round 3?
I'm assuming that was very quick and bloody and brutal, because it doesn't look like Gutter
Yeah.
Guard took much damage.
That was quite nice to see. Always nice to see a Tinkerl get waxed. Yeah,
All right.
fantastic.
I'm going to go ahead and take Gutter Guard is going up against. Yep. Okay. So Gutter Guard took 1. And that was a kill. And where is Cranked? Cranked took a win on points. All right. And
All right.
now we're going to go into our 3rd round. It looks like the first charge was missed. This is bad for Duke Slayer.
But yeah, it all hinges on the first charge. Usually, ships can't recover after this first charge misses, especially against a circular arena border where they can just kite forever.
Yeah, where is Square Arena Border? I want that to be a thing. Someone make that a mod. The thing is if this was allowed to go to say 3 minutes, I think Gutter Guard would genuinely die to Cranked. Just because Cranked can deal so much damage so quickly. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is dangerous.
Ram damage from the bees. Ooh, can't quite trap him though.
Not quite. This is a very hard little fly to zap. Looks like most of the main weapons are offline. It's up to the secondary doom beams. I don't think it's gonna make it, but 30 seconds. Anything can happen. It looks like Gutter Guard's dead in the water. The filthy, no-good Federation kiter is just too much. And just unrelenting fire coming on from Cranked, chewing through all of this armor. 12 seconds, it may get a kill.
I think his core is sticking out right there. He's just hanging out. He can touch the bullets.
Oof! And that's it. That's a kill. That is
Well.
kill.
Crank takes it.
Yeah, let me go ahead and... Alright. Yep, and you marked it. Awesome. Thank you, Joyous. Finally...
I'm thinking about this sheet. And I think there may be a way to automate this process a little further, but I'll save it for after the tournament. I'm still thinking about it.
I'm totally here for that. Bill is doing what Debris told it to do and getting eaten for it.
Yep. The one time his children only listen when it hurts the Debris.
Yep. So, somewhere you can hear Debris. No! There's been a disturbance in the force. All right. So that is a kill for Gutter Guard. Oh boy.
Let me see.
And yep. All right.
Round 2 hope, more like round 2 cope.
Cope 2. Yikes. That was hard to watch.
Straight into the maws of death. Unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear for your loss, Debris. If you're listening to that.
Yeah, Debris. When you
someone clip this for Debris so we can see it earlier, so he doesn't have to look at the VOD. Someone clip this.
Yeah, that was rough to watch, and Duke Slayer brings it home with 2 vicious kills. Ah, I feel bad for Debris. Alright, moving us on to our next set of matches, we actually have my ship. My
No,
ship
yeah.
versus Black Arrow, Mini Munin, Subutai, and Cranked. Oh boy, I'm challenging Cranked. What was I thinking? Uh, let's...
Forget Crank. You're gonna get executed here.
Oh, very possibly. That's a very fast ship that I challenged. Okay, so I immediately get my AI trigger popped. That was cool. But it does look like I have some drones starting to accumulate. Owl Feathers has lost some of its thrusters,
Ooh. Alpha doesn't have any point defense. He only has those blast pulsers.
and that is not enough to sustain the withering fire of all these B drones. It's getting eaten
Right, and
alive.
Duke Slayer recently, yeah, Duke Slayer recently buffed these B drones, so we're seeing filling their intended niche here.
Dude, that's scary. It's like piranhas, these little freaking piranhas. Alright, so I take the first one as a kill. Owl Feathers once again pop my AI trigger. Not a lot of drones so far, but it doesn't look like that's gonna matter too much. The anchor drones are in place, which are just enough to get the drone swarm on target. There is some kind of fanning going on with those torpedoes, but they weren't able to quite deal enough damage to get through my armor. The swarm is here. It's over.
Eaten alive, eaten alive.
2 very violent drone kills. Exactly what I designed this ship for.
Reminds me of those old red drone kills on those kiters
Yeah,
way back when.
I wasn't there for that, but I can imagine. Okay, you ready for the next match, Joyous?
We're ready. We're ready. Let's see some drone action.
It's up against Munin. Alright. Munin letting me get close. Is zapping me. Zap, zap, zap. It looks like I'm actually getting in Doom Beam range. Oh wow, I'm the one who's rushing. Alright, my AI triggers
Unit
popped.
doesn't have point defense either. You show some pretty good challenges here, Kaboom.
I did, but I'm lucky to have them. Munin does have those flurry missiles, which are kind of... Point defense is honestly their best role. They're the best point defense that Sentinel has. Looks like my AI trigger's back, and I'm just slowly eating Munin alive. AI trigger popped. And Munin's chasing me. Munin can almost catch up, it looks like. I just have a higher initial acceleration because of those capped thrusters. And Munin's a stick. I have turned Munin into a stick. Munin can definitely win. If it's able to get a side shot with all of that Goss, that would be very bad for me.
Oh yeah, just needs one. Just needs one shot.
Ooh. Goss clipped.
Oh,
Almost, but
that's
not
a chunk.
quite.
That's a bite.
Not quite.
Eaten by drones once more.
We'll see what happens in round 2. And I'm not going too fast. You can update the sheet okay, right, Joyous?
Yeah. It's a single letter. Don't worry about me, Kaboom.
Oh, this is very bad for me. Oh, that Goss really got... That was close. And,
That trigger popped. Alright.
Yep, there it goes. So, Joyous, how do you think Mini Munin's going to perform later on?
Well, specifically against these competitors, I think Mini Mutant is a little too slow to catch any of the fragile kiters, and then it just doesn't have any point defense to take care of the heavier kiters.
Gods, Mini Munin, why did I do that?
Oh my lord, it's buffering for you. Stop that.
Why did I do
Second
that?
round 2.
Debris, you've cursed my ship.
Unfortunate.
And that's Mini Munin with a kill. That Goss, man. That Goss.
Wow,
Alright.
wow, wow.
Round 3.
And here we have another co-host named Person Merson. Go ahead, Person Merson.
Oh my god, is this reassembly? Let's go. What's going on over here? How are you guys doing this morning? Or
Terrified.
evening if you're East Coast? Damn.
I am
Uh,
absolutely terrified of my ship turning its side to Munin. Ah,
damn.
okay, so it does look like there's a very large drone swarm following Munin. Ah. Oh, it looks like Munin's getting shot at very hard, but my ship's charging in. If it decides to... Nope. AI triggers popped, and Munin is
Ooh,
just killed. Those laser drones, man, they're...
got shafted.
Ah.
Unfortunately.
Alright.
Well, you take that match, but let's get into the next one. Let's see if your luck will hold up. I think you've won every single one so far.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm doing well, but Sabotage my next opponent. Oh, this is a bad
Yeah, I
spot for
think
me. This is really bad.
a single.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Oh, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I
Uh-oh.
was able to
Uh-oh.
turn,
That
and
that's
the AI trigger popped, so we're going to be on the opposite side of the universe for the next 2 to 4 business days.
all right.
Sabotage, very lethal armament. It does look like I've made a significant cut into it, though. It's going to have to get through stacked armor, which is pretty rough. Doesn't look like this ship has a lot of point defense.
Oh
Looks like
yeah,
a...
those B drones are carving away at that weak farmer armor, and there we go. Spinner behavior. Now just for the
Oof.
killing blow. Uh-oh, don't get too close there.
I'd say I'd try not to, but I designed this ship to do just that. Wow. Okay. Violence in round 1. Ready for round 2?
Let's go.
Alright, once again with that initial salvo, but this time the AI trigger isn't popped. So the drones are getting a little extra time to work before that AI trigger pops. Looks like Sabotage is taking some damage, but is relatively healthy, all things considered. It is fast, but it's just not quite fast enough. I think my immobilizers might be slowing it down at key junctures. Just enough. Yeah, there's a lot of damage done, and it just gets core sniped through the back. Joyous?
Yep. Well,
Any thoughts?
that's no point defense. No point defense. That is not usually a wise decision. And I mean, Farmer has some of the best point defense in the game using those station defense lasers, Arcus, PP1.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really, I don't know, I gotta cover your bases there.
Sabotage plays a very dangerous game. It doesn't do point defense, but it has all of those points put into thrusters, making it very fast, and an ungodly amount of Bolsheviks that we've seen just when it's fighting the right kind of ship, like Duke Slayer. It was able to just carve swaths. B armor isn't necessarily dense, but it's not like that amount of health was easy to get through either, especially with Doom Beams in the way, and it was just able to just kill it. But against a
Yep.
faster ship like mine, it seems like that isn't quite enough to do the job. Alright.
Well, it certainly was a match. Now this is gonna be interesting. Let's see if because you can't really run from the Tinkerell, can you?
No, I can't run, but I can hide. I'm gonna hide on the other side of the arena. And it looks like Cranked has enough point defense to successfully fend off the better part of my drone swarm.
Yeah, it looks like Sumplechrome is currently winning on points from the initial volley. I mean, as long as the drones don't take down the shield, I don't see a way that Sumplechrome is quite gonna throw this as well as Debris would.
Well, that's what the anchor drones are mostly there for. They're meant to be an HP sponge, and if a shield does go down, this could be very, very bad. But so far it looks like most of the anchor drones are not able to get quite within range. There have been some laser shots that I've seen from my regular drones.
Interestingly enough, even though your AI trigger has regrown, I think Jaganoya has learned its lesson. Okay, well, never mind. It just took a huge hit right there. But yikes! For the most part, it was staying pretty far away.
Interesting behavior here. It looks like Cranked is like just coming close, but it does look like it ends up getting away. 16 seconds. Ooh, there was a little drone build up there for a second. But it doesn't look like, yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to pull it off round one. All right, Cranked takes the first round on points. Something of note, I also have shards on this ship, and somehow that AI trigger wasn't popped there for a second.
Yeah. Oh
So
wow.
every now and then there's this
There we go.
volley
There
of
we go.
shards that may hit something.
In the near future. In the near future. But it's
Yeah,
gonna have to happen quick before those shards expire.
yeah. Those shards definitely do
Oh.
expire rather
Oh.
quickly. There was some drone build up there for a second. It does look like this is going to go the same way it went last time, unless something drastic happens. Sumplecrum definitely tested against this ship because it does look like there is an adequate amount of point defense for this specific fight.
Certainly, certainly. Fun fact so far, Cranked has won every single match in 2 battles. Every single one. He has not lost a single round. Not even one.
Always got that best 2 out of 3 going on.
Oh yeah.
If
Sombercrum knows how to abuse the rules to their max. And he
if
has definitely done it here.
if someone manages to kill this ship though, that's a huge amount of glory that's going right their way.
Oh, did he? Let me see. Duke Slayer, Duke Slayer. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They Frank got eaten by Gutter Guard that one time. That one time.
Well, it has happened 2 times so far. The last time those two faced off, they were able to get some kills off, but the real prize is like getting the ship killed in the best 2 out of 3. That's the one that gets you glory, which
That's right.
unfortunately
That's
I
right.
was unable to do, so I merely add to the increasing lead that Cranked is getting. It's a very lethal ship. All right. Next up we have
Well,
Drum.
drum, drum, drum. I want to see this.
Yeah. The infamous Drom, the killer of debris. Alright, and we have the Battle Cruiser is our first match, followed by my ship in number 2. That's going to be interesting. Drones versus drones. Black Arrow and Cromular, which we have not seen Cromular fight quite yet. I am very excited to see Cromular in the arena. Alright. Starting us off, we have Drom, looks like it's in its kiting mode versus Battle Cruiser, which is moving right in. Huge amounts of damage from Battle Cruiser.
Oh, those autocannons going to work. But Drum isn't defenseless. He got those lasers.
And it was able to escape. For now.
That engagement ends in a draw for now.
Yeah, both of them at about the same amount of points after that initial engagement. These drones very well may throw this match in Drom's favor because they're building up. They're starting to chew deep down.
Oh, interestingly enough, Battlecruiser doesn't have those autocannons on point defense. So this is a big problem. This is a big problem getting melted here.
Those drones slowly swarming, eating it alive. Battlecruiser looks like it's severely damaged, and there's still a minute left.
Ooh, Extirp going in for the kill. Proves once again, maybe campaign ships are the play here.
Yeah, maybe campaign ships are the play. Just slowly getting eaten. And that's it. That is it. Round 1 goes to Extirp.
Sure is Jover.
On a kill, nonetheless. Let's see what happens round 2. We see a lot of the same. Looks like a huge amount of DPS is coming from Battlecruiser. If it can maintain this, it might be able to do something. Oh, the antimatter cannon's offline.
Oh,
But it looks like
future behavior.
Looks like Battlecruiser came out on top on points. About half of Drom's point cost is just gone.
Yep, the entire left side of Laserbanks.
And now it looks like, oh, but there's not enough Battlecruiser left to finish the job.
No. Yep, no more autocannons. Well, he's got a small bank in the back, but that's not going to finish it off.
That antimatter has been serving it very well. It's very accurate with that fire, shaving off pieces of Drom, which is just barely ahead on points. This could go either way. 47 seconds left.
Ooh, yeah, Battlecruiser is really hammering Ron with those antimatter shots. But oop, the drone swarm behind him, catching up.
But it's got just enough thrust to evade the drones for just a few seconds longer. It's antimatter's firing.
Ooh, oh yeah,
Getting
Extirp is just
clean
building his
hits.
entire ship out of small blocks, and
20 seconds left.
not looking good.
But it looks like it looks like the thrust is gone. Not quite. Close. 10 seconds. Battlecruiser losing points rapidly. Getting one last defiant shot off. And it loses. It
all
loses
for nothing.
on points.
Drum takes that match. Very nice, Drum. Very nice.
Very nice indeed. I actually do think that Battlecruiser is meant to be the Battlecruiser from StarCraft. That I know it's from an IP that takes from Star Trek a lot, which is part of the kind of design behind it. All right, I'm probably more nervous than I should be facing off against Drom. Looks like drone on drone action. My AI trigger popped. There's a lot of point defense on Drom.
Oh yeah, Extirp definitely likes his point defense, especially his lasers, which I don't know. I think they're a little underrated here.
Yeah, honestly, these lasers are doing some serious work. Most of my damage so far is
you doing?
coming
Why are you
from...
putting your butt on him?
I don't know. I don't know why my ship behaves the way it does sometimes. Yeah, I'm losing on points significantly. Oh, but I have Doom Beams.
Ooh, Doom Beams eating away at Drum, but nope, the AI trigger pops again.
I think that's for best. It gives me enough time to recuperate, and so far it doesn't look like the drones from either side have been particularly effective.
It is a drone dogfight, like those B drones diving into the Terran swarm. It's very cool to watch. I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, this drone-on-drone action is very fun. It looks like my drones are doing most of the zapping. I think I have some set to point defense, but there's just so many drones. If anything gets close to Drom, it's just instantly vaporized. Oh, it looks like my AI trigger's back, and I'm coming in, and I'm lasering. Looks like my lasers are offline. Oh, but I'm angry.
Ooh, oh, no point exchange. These are points. Ooh, there we go. Some fresh points, of course. Nice to see.
Looks like
20 seconds remaining.
Drom's gonna take this on points.
That's right, 7,000 points. 10 seconds remaining. You gotta get a good quantum doom beam through the side to win this here.
Yeah, if I
And it's
keep
definitely
facing it head
possible.
on. Drom takes it.
That's a win on points.
All right.
Exterp shows once again that point defense is the way to go. And it is true because Exterp was able to test against your ship, so I'm sure he knows the outcome of this match.
Yeah, certainly. Definitely. Definitely wasn't a last minute sub. Nope. If I keep charging the front, I don't think I'm gonna take it, but if I come at the side like this, I might have a better shot.
Ooh, but going in that
Nope.
side exposes more of Exterp's lasers. Oh, AI derp. Very cool. Always nice to see. Ooh.
Alright. Looks like I'm once again down significantly on points. Alright. Looks like I'm coming in for another swipe. Doom beams, but immediately the AI trigger pops.
Yeah, looks like Drum has those flat cannons, and they're really good at just popping the AI trigger before destroying much of the armor. So it's just kind of, he hits it just enough for you to retreat, and it's just a very very quick pop of the AI trigger each time.
Speaking of it, looks like I'm coming in again. Not doing
Let's
much,
see
just
Duke
kind of
player.
sticking around, saying hi, and leaving. Interestingly, those drones are really good as point defense.
That's true. I mean, drones are pretty easy to whack, but Duke Slayer, you did get a kill on Cranked. You waxed him one time.
Should have waxed him 2 times. Cranked has died twice to Duke Slayer, and Duke Slayer lost on points 3 times and was killed once. Drom is doing great against this lineup of matches. Let's see how it fares against Owl Feathers. Yeah, Debris is right. There is a spread to those torpedoes. That's beautiful. Oh.
Very slight, but I think Black Arrow is gonna. Well, I don't know because Terran drones are a lot slower, a lot less tanky than the B drones. So I don't think. I think that blast pulsar, that one blast pulsar, should be enough. Or how many blast pulsars is that? It looks like 4, 3.
I saw 1 when I looked at it, but I didn't look at it very closely. There may be more. I only see 1.
I'm thinking each of those,
Nope,
each
4.
ball has a blast pulsar.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So far, Owl Feathers is winning on points.
Well, extra blast pulsars didn't help the breed because he's going too fast to make use of them. But Black Arrow is quite slow, and it makes a nice little field of projectiles that the drones can't get past.
Ooh, getting dangerously close there, Owl Feathers. But
Uh-oh.
a few torpedo salvos have hit the side of Drom. It's a beautiful fan of torpedoes that Black Arrow produces.
It is nice. It is nice. Yeah, Exterp, Black Arrow is pretty maneuverable, dodging all these slow Terran drones. Compared to B drones, Terran drones are a lot better at attacking slower ships that don't have point defense, and B drones are a lot better at faster ships, just because they have less armor to chew through, and lasers are just generally less efficient than just projectile weapons in this game. Black Arrow wins on points.
Yeah. That's an interesting start to this match. Let's go into round 2, where we have another beautiful fan of torpedoes that Exterp completely annihilates.
Hey, never
Ooh.
say laser point defense isn't good. Those Terran lasers, they might be chunky, but they're effective.
That they are, but they were unable to keep that second salvo from finding its mark.
Just like that, down 10,000 points. I don't see how Exterp's gonna take this one.
Yeah, not unless that swarm is able to consistently keep on Owl Feathers. The problem is Owl Feathers has that shield, and the drones can't do any meaningful chip damage because the shield will simply regen.
Yeah, and even if Drum does get that chip damage, Black Arrow is pretty consistent with his torpedoes, and just getting a few off at a time, at least one gets through and takes some points off of Exterp.
Yeah, all it takes is one. "45 seconds left." Ooh, beautiful fan of torpedoes. Few salvos of torpedoes are shot off. Looks like 3 hits.
But those hitting sections that were already destroyed, not yielding any more points.
This reminds me of like a U-boat up against an American ship, man. Like, few torpedoes hit, but it's very much a matter of one shot making the difference.
That's right.
And that was just
And
enough to take it on points.
Black Arrow.
Last but not least, we have a red. This is going to be very scary. Looks like Drom is in leaving mode. And this is a lot of point defense. I'm not sure Drom's got a good matchup here. Oh, and the
Slowly
reds
taking
are
away
there.
like a red armor, but
But the lasers! The lasers cut through it.
Oh. Yeah.
I think we might see a repeat of last time. We'll see what happens with these Tempests. If the Tempests are able to successfully burrow through in time and not get distracted by the drones.
Honestly, if Cromulor was just a little bit bigger, those lasers would not have the reach they have. They would
No,
not be able to burrow into the core.
just a
Ooh.
little larger, and Cromulor would make it.
And Drum takes that one.
With 2 kills. Oh boy. Alright. Well, we are officially about we're a little over halfway through the tournament at this point. Do we feel like we want to take a break for a couple hours, or do we want to keep going?
Chat, send, let me see. Send this emote if you want to continue. Come on, chat. Let me see this stinky glitch emote in the chat. I don't know what that emote is, okay? Just don't worry about it. I scrolled randomly and found the most hideous one I could.
Well, at the very least, I'm going to say we take an intermission for about 5 minutes so I can get water and...
Alright, where's the elevator music when you need it? Let's see, what elevator music do we have? Anyone have any good YouTube playlists that you would like to recommend? Sports menu. Stumblecrumb, we can't listen to reassembly music during the intermission. It has to be like something worse because reassembly music is only for the battle. All right, I misspelled a lot of words, so we're gonna do this. What is this? All right, can you hear this?
What? Joyous? What is going on?
I just realized that Nintendo might copyright strike this, so I'm gonna choose a different one.
I'm gonna be completely real with you. I couldn't hear most of that. All right. Um. All right. No. No water.
You didn't get water? You should drink water, Kaboom. Water is really nice.
All right. I'll go ahead and